use your voice for good. And weirdly, the firing gave me a platform, because none of you would have known who I was if I didn't get stupidly fired from the White House. And so then I had this platform, and I was able to use that platform to speak out against Trump. And so you got to get your voice out there. You got to speak.
I just wanted to go back and ask you, do you have any perhaps personal lessons through that you could share with us, maybe even in particular to wise use of language, or maybe unwise use of language?
Oh, I mean, look, here's the thing. You're not going to change yourself. And there's an expression that in Italian that translates into English where you can't put into somebody what God left out. And so ultimately, I'm not interested in being somebody that I'm not. And I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and I think that's one of the things I would implore all of you to be, is comfortable in your own skin. And somebody asked me the other night, I was at this BAFTA premiere. One of my friends did a documentary on the President Trump. It's called The Accidental Presidency. He asked me to speak to the group afterwards. And a woman asked me a question similar to yours. She said, what was the highlight and what was the low light of your experience? And believe it or not, no one had ever asked me that before, so I had to think about it. And what I said to her was the low light was getting fired. I clearly made a mistake in my language. I clearly trusted somebody that I shouldn't have trusted. But even if I didn't, and I spoke properly, I wouldn't have gotten into that issue. But I just want you to imagine, I got fired. I got lit up by every late night television show. I got impersonated on Saturday Night Live, although I thought Bill Hader needed more hairspray. That was just my personal opinion. And I got roughed up in the press, and it was very rough on my family. And also, I got tabloided, and my wife and I, my wife probably hates Trump almost as much as Melania hates him. It's like right there. And, we almost got divorced over this whole thing, okay? And so I was able to get back my life, heal my marriage, repair my business. And so the low light was getting fired and suffering all that humbling humiliation. But the highlight was also getting fired. And I didn't understand that at the time, and perhaps the first time I spoke here in this beautiful room, I perhaps didn't understand it even then, but I do now, because it made me more psychologically minded. When you get humbled, you become more aware of your surroundings. You become less arrogant, if you will. You're able to operate, I think, at a higher thinking level, which is more communal and more together. And you also have a capacity to forgive better when you have those types of things happen to you. So my lessons, and I'll sum them up in 3 things, okay? Number 1, I wouldn't change anything. I'm not going to change my language. I'm comfortable in my own skin. Number 2, go with the things that are the most important to you. For me, it is the people around me who I love and my family. And I think I detached myself from that due to pride and ego, which I regret. And I'm just offering you that as a cautionary lesson. And then the third thing, which I think is more important than all of those combined, is use your voice for good. And weirdly, the firing gave me a platform, because none of you would have known who I was if I didn't get stupidly fired from the White House. And so then I had this platform, and I was able to use that platform to speak out against Trump. And I was, you guys are probably not aware of this, but I was in the swing states during a pandemic going on local news channels. Remember, the blue-collar people in the U.S., they don't watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox. They're watching the local news. Like a guy like my dad would watch the local news because he wanted to see what the weather was. Because he was operating a crane. He wanted to know how cold it was going to be that day or how hot. And he would gauge what he was going to wear and all that other stuff. And I was going on local news in those swing states, hammering that son of a bitch. Now, probably didn't help because he beat himself. That's the irony of this, okay? So there's should scare you. You have to there's so many indifferent people. Think about 40+% of the American people didn't vote in that election. And think about how important that election was. And so you got to get your voice out there. You got to speak. Those are the lessons.